Welcome to my YouTube video. In my last base build, the turtle, I talked about an unlootable loot room using a vending machine. I've built it right here to show it up. And now take a look inside. In here we have 4 large boxes, 2 small and 2 drop boxes, which are protected by a vending machine and an armored door for if the raider chooses to only use rockets, 13 rockets, and if they bring a mixture of rockets and C4, 9 rockets. Now on how to build it. We just need a square surrounded by walls, upgraded to whatever building grade you want. Then place your door frame. Next to the door frame we are going to place 2 small boxes as close to the side walls and the door frame as possible. Now we're going to place the 2 large boxes behind. Now to the drop boxes. For these it's easiest to place them from the outside, and if you're facing the soft side of the wall, you should be able to place the honeycomb afterwards. Yeah, now on how to place the vending machine. For this we need to leave the door frame metal at first. Then we take the vending machine and try to make it as close to the center of the door frame as possible, going about a third or a fourth of the way into the door frame, as you can see on the bottom of the screen. You can line it up with the blue, and because you can see through, it should be quite easy once you tested it a few times on a build server. Now place it. And now on how to place the other boxes. We are going to build a twig foundation with a twig half wall and floor. A floor inside goes into the vending machine. We upgrade that to sheet metal and place 2 more large boxes as close to the drop boxes and the vending machine as possible. Now we can close it off. And once we turn around the vending machine, you should be able to replace the door, which is really strong, because after getting raided, this still will allow you, if they don't destroy the vending machine, to rebuild the entire loot room. So, now on how to reach the boxes. This large box can be a bit hard because of the door hitbox, but after a bit of testing you should know on where to look to open it. And this is the loot room. It's a really simple but effective design. Unlootable looting rooms are definitely a nice thing, but most of you probably also want to protect your TC equally as much. So I've designed this little triangle with your TC inside, which is also protected by a vending machine, and what neither you at the moment or the raider will be able to see, a door inside of the vending machine that cannot be splash damaged by rockets, making this equally as strong to get into as this, and even less obvious. The same way you open this door, you will be able to access the TC, and because we do not need to rotate this vending machine, we can also use this as extra storage. Now on how to build it. To start the building process, we're going to place a triangle foundation, a square in front, and walls on the back side of the triangle. Upgrade these to whatever you can at the moment. Same with the floor. Take your TC, bring it close to the front and the right side. Place your door frame, upgrade that to what you want. And now if this is supposed to be your starter, we are done here. But once you want to upgrade it to be an unlootable, pick up your sheet metal door and change it to armored, because you won't be able to place the door after placing the vending machine in this configuration. Now take the vending machine, rotate it once and place it as far to the inside as possible. Now you should be able to easily access your TC and open the door. Upgrade it to high qual at best to make it equally as expensive to raid from all sides. Now on to what in my opinion is the best one of all of these. The unlootable square TC. It might look a bit difficult to place, but if you follow the steps, everyone should be able to do it. In here we have 2 barbecues with small boxes underneath, 1 drop box, 2 drop boxes and a small box that are accessible from the suicide part of the square, 1 vending machine for loot, your TC, and 1 vending machine as protection. Now on how to access everything. This will be a bit tricky for the TC, but the rest should be quite easy. You're going to open the door, turn around the vending machine. These small boxes and barbecues should be no problem, as well as the drop box. To show the difference between the vending machines, I will put something random in this. You're going to need, for the other vending machine, to stay a bit back and look on this part of the furthest vending machine. Then should be able to access it very easy. For the TC, you need to pick up the door, and then it should be really easy. Which, in my opinion, is an okay trade-off, because you don't need to access your TC all the time, only a few times a day, so picking up the door once or twice should be no problem. Then you can simply replace it, turn around the vending machine, and everything is sealed again. So, how to build the unlootable TC room. First you're going to place 1 square, surrounded by walls all along the sides, a door frame in the front and a floor. This, even though it looks really complicated, can be built from a quite easy starter. That will only cost you about 2000 wood, 1,600 stone and 40 metal fragments. You're going to begin the build by placing a barbecue as close into this corner as possible. A small box underneath. Standing on the barbecue, we're going to place a small box in this corner. And the TC goes right in between, as close to the barbecue and the wall as possible. Now you can place the bag, which later will be your suicide bag. Right, like this. Now the starter unit is done. You can place other items here if you want for the beginning, but now let's get on how to build it. The next thing you want to do is place the barbecue in this corner. Small box underneath. Go outside. You will need to turn around this wall. You probably have to upgrade it to the... To place the drop box, you will need to turn around this wall. If you can't do that anymore, you will need to upgrade it to sheet metal and turn around then. Now, you rotate the drop box and place it a few centimeters away from the side and the top. You should be still able to build honeycomb all around. Now we're going to place the first vending machine. For this we're going to stand on the sleeping bag, turn a vending machine away from us, and try to get those lines at the front as far into the small box as possible. Place it down. Now you won't be able to leave this anymore, and you will need to kill yourself and spawn in a bag that you placed somewhere in front in the rest part of your base. Because you probably won't be building this square as your only base, but a whole base around it. You can turn around the wall again, go inside, and turn around the vending machine. We can go to the bag and also upgrade it to sheet metal, turn it around, and place our drop boxes. This should still allow us to place honeycomb. Now on how to finish the build. For this we are going to pick out the wall, upgrade the walls to whatever material we want. But again leave the door frame sheet metal. We again take our vending machine, try to position it as close to the center of the door frame as possible, and again place it 1/3 or 1/4 of the doorway into the door. Try to make sure that you're really centered, because otherwise you won't be able to access either your TC or this vending machine. If you can't seem to get it, jump around a bit to reset where you're standing and try it again. This might take a few tries, but it's better to make it safe than to have a loot room that doesn't work and blocks you from accessing your own TC. You again can turn around the vending machine, place the armored door, and now you can upgrade the door frame. Now we are done, and I can again show you on how to access everything. Small box, barbecue, small box, barbecue, drop box, back vending machine. Sometimes you're able to access TC, but it isn't very reliable, and so if you can't, just pick up the door. Then it should be no problem. And no, you can't splash damage the TC for this, but if you, after destroying the door, shoot rockets here, you will be able to destroy the small boxes and the barbecues that are standing right in front. So if you log off, it's probably best to save your most important stuff either inside of the TC or inside of this vending machine. Thank you for watching my video. Keep ready for the next. Later.